Hi guys, so our old friend Sammy Wilson had a bit of a hissy fit in the House of Commons, although that's nothing new for the DUP MP. Sammy was complaining about the consequences of the actions of his party. The DUP have been boycotting the Northern Ireland executive, so the British government has been forced to take other action to make sure that that part of the UK continues to function. The prospect has been raised that the Irish government would have a bigger role to play as a result of the DUP's actions, something Sammy Wilson isn't too happy about. He went on a tirade against the Tories and the new Northern Ireland Affairs Committee chairman. Have a listen.
Speaker, every devious, deceitful and dishonest tactic is being used to try and bribe, bully and beat unionists into accepting the Windsor Framework and the Northern Ireland Protocol, despite the impact it has on our citizenship and on the Union. It seems that the latest recruit is the chairman of the Northern Ireland Affairs Committee, who only this week has told BBC that unionists should get back into Stormont because constitutional issues are the responsibility of the EU, and that the Irish government in any settlement would have a say in the future of Northern Ireland. Can the Secretary of State confirm that this Conservative Unionist government has not handed constitutional control of Northern Ireland to the EU, and that the chairman of the Northern Ireland Affairs Committee has either become an overzealous advocate of the scare tactics or is talking through his hat?
See, you're as brief as ever, Secretary of State.
Well, based on that, Chair, the Select Committee Chair has a lot of work to do to increase his popularity in this House. I think, as ever, the honourable gentleman asks a question in his characteristic shrinking violet way, and I have to say I completely disagree with what he says about my right honourable friend. But we need to get a deal done now. The people of Northern Ireland want to get a deal done. It is time for a deal to be done. Let's get the executive back up and running.
Oh my goodness. So once again, the DUP have painted themselves into a corner, and now they're complaining about the consequences of themselves being painted into a corner. If the Northern Ireland executive is not up and running, well, it seems that it may be the case that the Irish government would have to get involved. Now, just think about it from a unionist point of view. They don't want the Irish government involved. But the way around this problem is, of course, to get back into the executive. But the DUP don't want to get into the executive because they've officially said, well, we need to get rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol. And both parties in Westminster, the two main parties in Westminster, the Conservatives and the Labour Party, have said that they're going to fully implement the Northern Ireland Protocol and the Windsor Framework. So what are they messing about with? Why are the DUP still complaining about this? Because it's nothing to do with the Windsor Framework. It's nothing to do with the Northern Ireland Protocol. It's about a Sinn Féin First Minister. The DUP don't want to see a Sinn Féin First Minister, and that's why they have withdrawn their support for the Northern Ireland Executive. And we'll continue to go round and round and round, but no bullying threats or whatever are going to shift the DUP, because they don't care. They don't care about the people of Northern Ireland. They don't care about how this is damaging the union, because ordinary people on the ground are looking around and saying, Northern Ireland is not functioning. How can you be a unionist? How can you still think it's better to be part of the United Kingdom when Northern Ireland is not working? The brexiteers like the Northern Ireland Secretary of State, Chris Heaton-Harris, these people don't care about Northern Ireland. The Tories don't care about Northern Ireland. They'd be happy to see the back of it. But unionists in Northern Ireland should be concerned, because the DUP are doing more damage to the union than Sinn Féin and the IRA could have ever hoped to achieve. And they keep complaining. That's all they come up with. They don't come up with any solutions. They're not interested in actually resolving problems. They're only interested in creating problems. And they've painted themselves into this corner where they think that maybe at some last stage the DUP will be saved by the headbangers in the Conservative Party. Well, the headbangers don't care about you. Or maybe that the Labour Party, the DUP can work with the Labour Party not to implement the Windsor Framework. But the Labour Party has said that they're going to implement it. So there's nowhere for the DUP to go. And all they do is just complain. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.